Good morning to Madam AYANI. I'm from K23. Today I would like to present an outline for argumentative essay. Our title is Sending Your Parents to Elderly Care Center. Argumentative essay with incomplete outline. First, introduction. Introduction have divided to three parts. First is host. Second, background information and thesis statement. Host is to get attention from the reader, such as a larger number of elderly people are often sent to the elderly care center by their own children. This is defining what of facts that are important to your topic. Background information is making a general statement about a topic before narrowing it down to the thesis statement. Thesis statement consists of several topic sentences to the body paragraph. The thesis statement in the body paragraph 1 is the children should be responsible for their own parents. The first supporting point in the body paragraph is parents take care of us and nurture us. As supporting point, parents provide food, shelter, and education for us to make sure that we can grow. The second supporting point is the children should not be selfish because it is a duty of the children to look after their parents in their old age. The supporting point in this supporting point is we ought to value our older parents or provide much food and resources for us since young, that we should not neglect our elder parents.
The topic sentences for the second body paragraph is uncertainty about the service quality of Oxford House, and for the second body paragraph they have two supporting points that are nursing and medical doctor that serve in Oxford House not well trained, and second is the facility provided in Oxford House are incomplete and not well maintained. The supporting point for first supporting point are Oxford House hire the untrained employee, and the employee responsible of taking care the older may be abuse them. And the second supporting point is the Oxford House provided limited equipment, and the Oxford House mostly facing the financial problem. They may rely on the donations from outsider, and the supporting point for the second paragraph are example and the citation from the news.
For body paragraph 3, the parents should become a role model for the next generation. For the first supporting point is the children play an important example for the next generation. As a supporting point, the children may imitate the action we do to our parents and follow the footsteps in the future. As said by Mawada, the parents should set an example before their children treating their parents well. For the second supporting points, the elderly parents can become an inspiration for the grandchildren. The supporting point is the grandchildren will set their grandparents' successful achievement as a source of inspiration and benchmark in their life. We are coming to the body paragraph 4. Body paragraph 4 is the agreements of sending elderly to the care center. The concessions made by here is sending them to the elderly care center can prevent parents from suffering psychological mental illness. And the refutation is that the opponent claims whereby the body paragraph 1 claims that parents is the children's responsibilities, and below is the explanations of why it isn't. On counter arguments is a further explanations of concessions whereby it says that By spending, elderly parents can spend more time on the activities with other elderlies in a care center that helps to improve their emotions. The examples given are the activities that the parents can be done in the elderly care centers. According to Oxford University Press, it says that the depression is much effective or it affects more towards those who are leaving home.
Now I would like to present about the conclusion. The first paragraph is referring restatement of thesis statement that children should not sending their parents to elderly care center, even though it prevents mental illness. The second paragraph is summarizing the opposing arguments that parents spending time in the elderly care center can prevent them from suffering mental illness. The third paragraph is summarizing the writer's arguments that children play an important role to take care of their parents themselves at home, and this can become an example of their children and grandchildren for the next generations. In addition, elderly care center does not provide limited facilities, and poor professional nursing care will lead to parents do not spending time in the elderly care center. The last paragraph is final comments, suggestions, and recommendations that children should respect and look after their parents in their old age.
Now I would like to continue with argumentative essay with complete outline. First, introduction. Quote. The purpose of quote is to get attention from reader. We cited the larger elderly people sent to Oxford House. Background information consists of the benefit of Oxford House and why their children send their parents to Oxford House. Thesis statement. Thesis statement will have three argument topic sentences which are: parent is responsible as a children, uncertainty service quality of Oxford House and as part of role model for next generation. And one opponent argument, that is, Oxford House can prevent parents from suffering mental illness. I would like to present the first body paragraph. The topic sentence in this body paragraph is: children should be responsible for their own parents. From the topic sentence, we can separate into two supporting points. The first supporting point is: the parents took care of us and nurtured us. The second supporting point is: the children should not be selfish because it is a duty of the children to look after their parents in their own age. The sub-supporting point of the first supporting point is: parents provide food, shelter, and education for us to make sure that we can grow. For example, they work hard to give us a good quality life. The sub-supporting point of the second supporting point is: we ought to value our older parents.
Now let us continue to the second body paragraph. The topic sentences for second body paragraph is uncertainty about the service quality of Oxford House. From these topic sentences is elaborate to two supporting points, that is, a nurse and medical doctor that have not well trained with the specialty and professional nursing training, and second is the facility provided in Oxford House are incomplete and not well maintained. From the supporting detail is elaborate to two sub-supporting points, that is, mostly the Oxford House hire the untrained employee, and second is the Oxford House nursing may ignore the older or abuse them. From the first supporting point is support by the fourth level sub-supporting point. From second supporting point is elaborate to two sub-supporting points, that is limited equipment in Oxford House, and second is Oxford House mostly rely on the donations from outsider. From this statement, we can prove by the chairman of Vincent Lee in Oxford House.
For the third body paragraph, the topic sentence flows to the role model for the next generation. For the supporting points, the children should play an important example for their next generation. The sub-supporting points is the children will imitate their act in future. For the next supporting points, the elderly parents can become an inspiration for their grandchildren. The sub-supporting points is the grandchildren will set the successful achievement of their grandparents as a source of inspiration and benchmark in their life.
Now we are coming to the body paragraph 4, which is the agreements of sending elderly care center. This paragraph is opposed to the three thesis statements that we have stated before this, the three body paragraph. So now concession is the point that is saying that although by sending them to the early childcare center, so what are the things that the opponents might say agreeing sending their elderly parents to the care center? So one of the points that being pointed out is the parents prevent parents from suffering psychological mental illness. So the point the concession stance is prevent parents from suffering psychological mental illness by sending them to the early care center. So the refutation is one of the stance to opponents' claim, which is the whole body paragraph claims that the parents, why we should not send our parents to the early care center is because it's children's responsibilities to take care of their parents. So and then we're moving on that however it means that it's a slide of saying that why we are disagreeing that children's responsibilities of taking care of their parents at home. So however is that most of the children are not able to take care of their parents at home because of their working life. So in here and it proven that elderly staying at home for too long, they will be suffering psychological mental illness like depression, dementia. So and then these are basically the rough stance of refutations and we are moving on to the own counter argument. So own counter argument is a further elaborations of the concessions and further elaborations of how to counter it, how to counter the refutations being claimed over here. So it's saying that elderly parents that can spend their time on some activities and activities that can prevent them from suffering mental illness. And the examples are given over here for further elaborations is that they can meet new friends, playing mahjong with their friends, learning Tai Chi, jogging, watching movie together, so that they will not feel lonely and staying at home, looking at the four walls. So it's proven that by Oxford's University Press is that depression happens more in 2 out of 5 living at home. So living at home can cause the elderly parents to actually suffer, to have the tendency to suffer psychological illness.
Now I would like to present about conclusion. The first paragraph, which is highlighted in red, is referring restatement of thesis statement that summarize the topic sentences. The second paragraph, which is highlighted in purple, is referring summarizing the opposing arguments that support sending the elderly to the care center. The third paragraph, which is highlighted in orange, is referring summarizing the writer's argument that do not support sending the elderly to the care center. The last paragraph, which is highlighted in blue, is referring final. The last paragraph, which is highlighted in blue, is referring final comments, suggestions, and recommendations. Most elderly
want to spend their last dash of life at their home, so children can install and connect surveillance camera to monitor their parents. Thank you for watching.